CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Good evening. A man is fed up tonight after his heart surgery was canceled twice in as many months. The most recent cancellation happened after he had already been admitted to hospital, was prepped for surgery, and was waiting in a hospital gown. CTV's Nicole Weisberg reports.
You mentally prepare, you get yourself used to the idea that you're going to go in there, they're going to be doing this invasive procedure on you, and then all of a sudden, oh, we're just kidding, sorry.
It's something Kim Pearson has had to go through twice now. He has a growing aortic aneurysm and was told in November he needed open heart surgery. It was scheduled for December 4th.
They called me on December 3rd. This, I thought, was going to be the arrival time for the next day. They actually postponed the surgery due to lack of beds.
Something he was warned could happen. A November email from a hospital administrator states postponements have unfortunately become more frequent, explaining emergencies and transplants can change the schedule. As well, it said the hospital has been dealing with a shortage of heart and lung machine operators. Earlier this month, Pearson was told his surgery had been rescheduled for last week. He again began to prepare.
So there's 3 gentlemen at work that are covering my position while I'm away and recovering. My wife has to arrange for time off.
He says he was admitted to the hospital Wednesday, went through surgery prep, and was waiting in a gown when the surgical coordinator came in and told him due to a lack of staffing, the surgery had to be called off.
At first I thought it was a feeble attempt at humor. I thought they were just kidding, and then I realized that they were serious. And I was irate, actually. I had to bite my tongue walking out of there.
Pearson is sharing his experience to urge the government to step up.
Something needs to change. I mean, they keep promising change, but we never see any.
The Ministry of Hospital and Surgical Health Services says it cannot comment on individual cases, but it utilizes all other options before procedures are postponed. It says, as of Monday, a total of 9 non-emergent surgeries had been rescheduled across Alberta due to capacity pressures. Acute Care Alberta says from time to time, surgeries may need to be postponed due to unexpected gaps in clinical resources, including sudden illness. Both the ministry and health agency acknowledged the inconvenience.
You're shoveling snow and you're doing all the physical activity, and you never know what's going to cause this thing to rupture.
Pearson's surgery has been rebooked again in 2 weeks' time.
Hopefully the third time's a charm.
Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The man killed during a crash on the Anthony Henday yesterday was a security screener at Edmonton International Airport. The Canadian Airport Workers Union says Ahmed Ali had worked at EIA since 2023. They say he was respected for his kindness, professionalism, and will be remembered for his compassion. The union has started a GoFundMe page in order to support Ali's family. His car broke down on the Henday yesterday morning. Police say it was hit from behind by a pickup truck driving at highway speed. 27-year-old Ali died there. 3 teenagers and a 12-year-old are facing charges following a fire at a school and vandalism at a church. Police say last October, fires were set on the sidewalk, dumpster, and areas of the field at St. Elizabeth Seton School. It caused about $1,000 in damage. Police say the next day, someone smashed windows and spray painted St. Clair Catholic Church. Police say the church was hit by vandals again 2 days later. Police say there was almost $200,000 in damage done to the building. 3 teenage boys are now facing a number of charges, including arson. A 12-year-old boy is facing a mischief charge in connection to the second church incident. A second-degree murder trial for the deaths of 2 workers in Chinatown got back on track today. Justin Bone fired his lawyer yesterday. He was then yelling so loud in the holding cells it disrupted a trial in a different courtroom. Today, the defense told the court they had worked out any differences. Bone told the court he has the right to a fair trial and it was unfair that he was removed. He also said reports he told the sheriffs he wanted to fight were untrue. The trial resumed with 1 witness, an Edmonton police officer who was there when Bone was arrested and who processed him at the cells at the police station. One of the men convicted of mischief and firearms violations at the Coots border protest is being released from prison. Anthony Olenek was sentenced in 2024 alongside Chris Carbert for their roles in the protests that blocked traffic at the Canadian-U.S. border crossing in 2022. RCMP say they found guns, ammunition, and body armor stashed inside the trailers at the blockade. They were each sentenced to 6.5 years. Olenick's lawyer told the Canadian Press his conviction appeal has been argued and is on reserve. He's released until his sentencing hearing is decided. Olenick has been in jail since he was arrested in February of 2022. Carbert was freed on bail pending the results of his appeal last June. 2 city councillors plan to propose changes to the way snow is cleared in Edmonton. The mayor says it's clear changes are needed. The question, though, is how much Edmontonians want to pay and where the money will come from. Councillors Aaron Paquette and John Morgan both have motions related to snow clearing on the schedule. Paquette says removing windrows from every neighbourhood in the city would amount to a 2% tax implication. Marinak says he wants to hear from Edmontonians about how much they want to spend and what they're willing to forego in order to make it happen.
Whether they want to pay more or see another service that is a lower priority be redistributed to somewhere else, that I think is part of what needs to happen throughout 2026.
Do you want it on your tax rate? Do you want us to increase costs of service deliveries, so for example rec center fees and things like that, or do you want to take it from another area of service delivery like from parks or potholes?
Council did not get to either motion today. They will remain on Council's schedule for the future. A popular greenhouse in Sherwood Park says its prices will likely rise when the cost of its water goes up. The county has decided to close its water filling station in the middle of town. CTV's Evan Kenny has more on the trickle-down effect.
It takes a lot of love and a lot of water to keep these plants healthy.
We'll often have 10 hoses going all day to keep the crops watered.
Salisbury Greenhouse says that's why the price of its plants will have to go up when Strathcona County closes the Sherwood Drive water fill station.
Every business, when their cost goes up, they got 2 choices. They can absorb it or they can pass it on. So I don't know how we would look at that.
Once this site closes, the nearest commercial fill station for water delivery companies will be 15 minutes east in Ardrossan, and those businesses will have to charge more for the added distance.
We're going to have to pass on the extra wear and tear, the extra time, the extra employees that we're going to probably have to hire for this, extra equipment. All that's going to have to get passed on to somebody.
On top of the travel cost, water will cost 45 cents more per cubic meter.
In terms of rates with that, we're probably looking at a 60% rate increase across the board for the transportation side of things.
The county says it was a better use of money to build a new station for residential use south of Sherwood Park and to upgrade the Ardrossan site.
The decision we made is $11.5 million versus $4 million in capital costs. So going to Ardrossan reduced the overall cost by $7.5 million.
Great for some homeowners, but not so great for those trying to grow a garden or sell their seeds.
This is going to be $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 increase in our costs.
The changes are expected to take place in 2029. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Sherwood Park.
A petition against coal mining in the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains has been approved. Alberta's chief electoral officer says Corb Lund's application meets the legislative requirements for a petition. The Alberta musician needs to appoint a chief financial officer. And after that, Elections Alberta will lay out how many signatures need to be collected, along with a deadline. A towing company in Edmonton is closing after more than 7 decades in business. Cliffs Towing announced its closure online this week, thanking customers for 70 years of support. The notice says anyone with a vehicle that's impounded should call or visit their southeast Edmonton yard. Impound fees will still apply. CTV News reached out to the company for more information. We have not heard back yet. Cliffs Towing is owned by Tap Connect. That's an Edmonton transportation company, which also oversees Greater Edmonton Taxi Service, Prestige Limousine, and J&P Auto. Crime Stoppers has launched a campaign aimed at curbing illegal tobacco sales in Alberta. The Alberta Gaming, Liquor and Cannabis Commission says in the last 5 years it has seen a significant rise in contraband tobacco. It's led to a drop of more than $500 million in tobacco tax revenue. The Crime Stoppers campaign outlines the negative impacts of buying, selling, and smoking illegal tobacco. The RCMP is also offering a $2,000 reward for any tips resulting in an arrest.
It's usually about people knowing about people, and quite often it can be soured business partners out in the field, and they have their own reasons why they want to call in a tip or a report. It could be a competitor for their illicit trade and the things that they want to do.
The AGLC says it's also hoping to generate tips about businesses that may be selling illicit tobacco. Oilers captain Connor McDavid made a special visit to a school in Edmonton this afternoon. Allendale School won a draw through the Ben Stelter Foundation. This year, 50 schools in the Edmonton area raised money for the charity to help cancer patients. The charity honors 6-year-old Oilers superfan Ben Stelter, who died from brain cancer in 2022. Every school that participated had a chance to win a Q&A with McDavid, with their odds increasing the more money they raised.
You know, kids helping kids, it's a special thing. You know, what's the one thing I hope that they take away? I just hope it's the power of community, you know, and what you know, together we can all do for each other to help one another. You know, and I think that Ben would be proud of that.
This year, the schools raised $285,000. This fundraiser has raised more than $400,000 in total since it started in 2023. The Edmonton Oilers made NHL history twice during last night's game.
6-5 overtime win here Saturday night.
Defenseman Matthias Ekholm finished up his first career hat-trick of his 14-year career with the empty netter there. It capped off a 7-4 win over the Ducks. The Oilers are the first team to have a defenseman score a hat-trick in back-to-back games. On Saturday, Evan Bouchard also scored 3 goals against the Capitals. The Oilers also broke the record for the fastest 4 goals scored by defensemen. Ekholm, Darnell Nurse, and Spencer Stastny scored in a span of 3 minutes and 49 seconds. An Oilers superfan attending last night's game was also celebrating a milestone. Trevor Wheel, better known as McMullet, caught his 200th straight game at Rogers Place. What makes it even more impressive, he lives in southern Alberta. CTV's Nara Manisa has his story.
Nurse right in for a shot.
When the Oilers score, there's a good chance you'll see this superfan cheering on the broadcast. Trevor Wheel is a staple at Rogers Place.
Tonight is my 200th consecutive Oilers game in Rogers Place.
Wheel, known as McMullet, has seen every Oilers home game since the beginning of the 2022 playoffs. That includes every preseason, regular, and postseason game.
I love Oilers hockey. I love watching hockey, so that's a big thing.
McMullet's commute to Rogers Place is a little longer than most. Instead of minutes, it takes hours. The Calhoun native now lives in Strathmore, about 30 minutes east of Calgary. Every game day, he drives up the QE2 to downtown Edmonton. After the game, he's back on the road heading home.
There were 2 nights coming home after games that it took me 8 hours to get home. Because of the snowstorms and the Highway 2 was closed. I listened to a lot of different hockey podcasts.
The Oilers celebrated McMullet's milestone with a pregame interview and a gift.
They presented me with an Oilers puck that they marked up like they would for one of the players. And they marked it up 200th consecutive game and put the date on it.
He always brings so much energy, and he's such a diehard fan. It's a really great reminder of what this team means to fans in our community throughout all country and obviously throughout Alberta.
Wheel says becoming a super fan has been surreal.
To have people come up and want to get a picture with me and chat, and you know, I've been asked for my autograph, and it's like I'm just somebody that loves Oilers hockey just like the rest of you guys, right? But it's still it's pretty cool.
Attributing his love for the team and its fans and helping drive the streak. Nara Manisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Neo and Akon will be performing at Rogers Place. Edmonton is one of 57 cities the pair is performing in for their Nights Like This tour. Tickets for their June 19th show go on sale Friday. Both Grammy winners are known for hits like Miss Independent, Smack That, and Lonely. Coming up next on CTV News, why Alberta's 3 chief justices published a rare open letter today. Also just ahead, police believe recent shootings in Calgary are connected to an alleged extortion plot targeting South Asians.
Good evening, folks. The milder air is here. -9 for a high yesterday. Today got to the freezing mark. I think we'll be just slightly below zero tomorrow, and then after that, daytime highs through the rest of January and the first week of February above zero. It was one last chilly day in east central and northeastern Alberta, but you'll see some milder temperatures in the coming days as well. All those details in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Alberta's Chief Justices are stressing the importance of independence of the courts in a rare open letter. It comes after a series of public comments from Premier Danielle Smith. CTV Stephanie Thomas reports.
The statement by the Chief Justices of Alberta courts posted online Tuesday explains the basics often taught in social studies or law courses, but the letter itself stands out.
It's not unheard of, but it sure is uncommon.
The letter addresses Albertans as proud Albertans. It says the executive branch makes policy, the legislative branch makes laws, and the judicial branch interprets them. And they all must work independently as per the Constitution. Premier Danielle Smith has made a series of comments criticizing judges, most recently on her weekly call-in radio show, when she said she wished she could direct judges regarding bail reform and wants provinces to help Ottawa appoint 2 levels of judges.
I wish I could direct the judges, honestly, Chris. The judges get very, very prickly when you criticize them, but boy.
And in November, she said,
democracy is when the elected officials make decisions. Democracy is not when unelected judges unilaterally make decisions.
Justice Studies professors say elected officials should not direct the courts.
Politics change. The legal doctrine shouldn't change in terms of judicial decisions and things like that.
The notion of appointment and this is conflating American rhetoric and American messaging to the Canadian reality. It's not just apples and oranges. We're comparing grapes to watermelons.
A spokesperson for the justices say their letter was not in reaction to the premier. Still, Alberta's NDP justice critic says the UCP government actions, including Bill 14, put the justices on the defensive.
Premier lectures everyone to stay in their lane, but she is incapable of picking her own lane and staying in that.
CTV News asked Premier Danielle Smith for comment. Instead, in a statement, her press secretary told us recent court rulings had led to questions being raised about the courts, and her office respects the role of each branch of government and their independence. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
A family in Calgary is shaken up tonight after gunfire ripped through their home over the weekend. Police believe it's part of a wider extortion scheme similar to what we've seen in Edmonton. CTV's Mark Villani reports.
In just a split second, this masked suspect fires 7 shots into a northeast Calgary home. Surveillance footage from the homeowner shows a second person walking close behind as it all unfolds. Those living nearby were shocked.
We moved here thinking like it would be a nice community and stuff, right? So when I would hear something like that, I would just I couldn't believe it.
But the incident was even more concerning for Veer Devinder, who owns and lives in this Redstone property. He says him and his family are terrified. Extortionists asked him for $500,000, threatening that they'd shoot his home or kill him if he didn't pay up. His family left the house after that, and through a translator, he says they're thankful they weren't home when the shooting happened. It all started on January 6th. He says, I got about 10 phone calls for a couple of weeks before my house was shot up over the weekend. I reported it to police, but I didn't feel like they entertained my concerns. Devinder was once a famous Punjabi singer back in India, but he says his singing days are over and he doesn't understand why he was targeted. The caller contacted him through WhatsApp from a European phone number, but he doesn't know who that person could be. I have no bad relationships or any history of bad behavior. He says, by no means am I overly wealthy, and now I'm just a small business owner trying to support my family. This attack occurred days after a Taradale home was targeted twice. In both cases, no one was hurt, but police say these incidents are linked to a larger extortion investigation. Since 2025, police say 13 extortion incidents occurred around Calgary, 11 of which involved shootings, with many victims coming from the South Asian community.
We do feel that the offenders have some linkages to the community. It is making them aware of who to target.
Some callers are also mentioning their affiliation with the Lawrence Bishnoi gang from India, now labeled a terrorist entity by the Canadian government.
We recognize when they call that sometimes they use the name of the Lawrence Bishnoi gang as a way to fearmonger what's going on.
I'm still scared, he says, but I just want to appeal to the people who are doing this, please, to stop. Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
When we return, going green, Northwest College transforms a classroom into a greenhouse.
I could learn more hands-on experience with hydroponics, growing fresh food.
Wednesday on Your Morning, can artificial intelligence have a role in our mental health, and what are its limits? Plus, local research shows potential benefits of breathing exercises on chronic health conditions.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by Senior Home Care by Angels, Canada's choice in home care.
Welcome back. Minus 12 this morning and then 0 for a daytime high today. So we started the day right around average. Got a handful of degrees above average through this afternoon. We'll probably cool by a degree or two tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies at about -1 or -2. You got some snow that'll make its way across the north, and then you'll see by tomorrow evening that drops into east central northeastern Alberta. I want to point out, though, tomorrow morning you can see along Highway 43 there might be a little bit of patchy freezing rain or some mixed precipitation, a little rain snow mix in that area. Even here in the Edmonton area, you know, it's not no major system going through. It's not a big blast of precipitation, but there might be a couple pockets before the afternoon is done. The vast majority of this is going to be, though, off to the northeast and east of the Edmonton region. And you're probably looking at, 1 to 3 centimeters worth of snow in parts of northeastern Alberta. High level, maybe even a bit more, maybe closer to 5 centimeters by the end of the day tomorrow. As far as temperatures, the Arctic air is moving out. And even in east central and northeastern Alberta, you're still slightly below average tomorrow, but you'll really start to see some improvements in temperatures by the end of the week. There's your green zone, temperatures above 0. That starts to move in by Thursday, Friday here in Edmonton, and spreads right across the province by Saturday afternoon. So just slightly below 0 tomorrow, but above average. Above 0 after that for the rest of January. And look at the first week of February. There's signs that by the 9th or 10th of February, we might see some colder air drop back in. But until then, more warm air. -19 tomorrow morning in Fort McMurray, about -11 in Grand Prairie, -10 in the Edmonton region. You get to about -10 for a high in Fort McMurray tomorrow. Similar in in Cold Lake, that chance of flurries late in the day. -3 for Grand Prairie. Red Deer gets to about -2 tomorrow, and here in the city should hit about -1 or -2 with light wind and mostly cloudy skies. A degree or two above 0 for Thursday, Friday, and then 2 to 5 degrees above the freezing mark for Saturday, Sunday, and a handful of degrees above 0 each and every day next week. That is your forecast.
A new Northwest College program meant to help people deal with food insecurity is already full. CTV's Merrick DeCash reports from the classroom turned hydroponic greenhouse.
This is the inside of a greenhouse run by Northwest College. For the week, it's home to dozens of students enrolled in a new program for people with or without a green thumb.
It is a 4-month program that's divided into both online learning and in-person practicum application. So this is the in-person part that you're observing today.
Tashia Cusance is one of the students enrolled in the new program. She started in November.
Majority of it was at home online, and now we're at the end part of it, so we're doing a week with hands-on training with the hydroponic systems.
Cusance got into growing plants during the COVID pandemic. Now she sells and grows rare plants out of her own home.
When I seen this program, I really was excited about it because I could learn more hands-on experience with hydroponics, growing fresh food, and just really getting that hands-on experience.
Hands-on experience that 70 students are receiving, putting the program at full capacity.
What
what makes this program so wonderful is that it's really accessible. There is no need for any prerequisites for you to get into the program. It is short-term, so it appeals to a lot of people.
During the 4-month program, students learn about plant care, greenhouse technology, and business decision-making, a skill hundreds of more people will be able to have thanks to Norquest College. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. Have a great night.